Hi everyone, and now the last piece of information that you need to understand for this week, and we're talking about Article 1, Section 1 of the Constitution, and that's the power of Congress and eminent domain. Now, the funny thing about eminent domain is it's probably one of the most misunderstood powers of Congress out there. Eminent domain basically says that Congress has the right, through the Fifth Amendment, to be able to seize property for its use. But if it's private property owned by an individual, say like you, me, or maybe even a corporation, Congress has to pay fair market value. Now, a lot of people believe that Congress will just be able to write whatever check they want. Now, the thing is that when we say fair market value, it's what basically the property is assessed at. So if a property is assessed for $1 million, then that's what Congress is going to pay for that property to be used for. So one of the things that you need to keep in mind about eminent domain is that if Congress wants to put in like a road or a post office or things like that, they'll need to buy property. And now if that property is owned by somebody, they will have to pay them for that property. Now, a lot of people would say, hey, we live in a free market system. How come we can't charge more than what the property is worth, like if we were trying to sell a car or something? One of the things you have to keep in mind, and I think this is near and dear to all of our hearts, is that Congress gets its money through taxes. So if an individual is going to charge more for a particular property, the person who's getting ripped off would be you and me, the taxpayer. So I'm going to have you set to work on a website that I want you to read about eminent domain. I want you to go through that website, read it, understand it, and then complete one last questionnaire before we move on to the test. Please be sure to keep in mind that the test needs to be completed here as soon as possible, and email me when the test is done. Have a good evening, and we'll talk to you soon.